Welcome to the Overheard podcast, recorded live in Banff. My name is Daniel Rudel. With me always, my co-host.
We got Matty Rage. What's good?
What up, Matty Rage? This is our 32nd episode.
Damn.
Time's flying, isn't it?
How's the week?
Week's been great, man.
Golfing?
Yeah, I golfed yesterday.
Nice.
It was fucked, though.
Why?
Like, get this. So there's frost delay, right? So in the morning, it gets kind of cold.
Yeah.
So they have to push all the times back until it's, conditions are good or whatever. So I had 2 times booked. My first time was pushed back 30 minutes. So I had to wait around. I was there super early, which isn't usually a big deal. But then my second 9 that I booked was not pushed back 30 minutes. So I missed 3 holes because
of nothing.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks.
Pretty lame.
Yeah.
How's your
worse.
week?
My week was good. Played a big set for VR on Saturday.
Yeah,
A couple of YouTubers that own a club in VR had me out to their 3-year anniversary.
How many people you were saying?
There's almost 4,000 people through there, I think.
4,000 people.
2 fully capped out instances waiting. I saw 120, 130 people waiting in line at one point.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
man.
It was fun. So that was a big one for me.
Good
and
one,
then,
man. Good for you. Congrats, bro.
Yeah, after that, just kind of chilled out. Had a little 3-day weekend.
Right on.
Yeah.
Let's get on to our guest this week, episode 32, Charles in Charge. What's going on, my dude? How are you?
What's up, guys?
It's good.
How's your day been, dude? What have you been
Great.
getting up to?
Oh, not too much. I was out walking earlier. It was such a beautiful day. I couldn't help but go play outside,
No doubt. No doubt. It is awesome. We're getting a couple sweet days at the end of summer here.
Yeah.
Usually it's snowing and piss and rain and shitty now.
I don't know. Last year was
Yeah.
super nice into October. I feel like even till the end of October was nice last year.
Kind of depends.
But the snow year was shitty. So
Yeah.
I like that we've had a little dusting already. It kind of shows good sign leading into the winter. So I'm pumped.
Hells yeah.
So let's get on to Charles, a man who needs no introduction. You might have seen Charles kicking around town at the skate park, ripping up the local mountains.
Yes, sir.
Let's start with where are you from?
I myself, Charles, I'm from a small town on the South Shore of Montreal. And,
Nice.
Also lived in Montreal on the West Island. That's where I went to high school.
Cool.
And, yeah.
Okay, so
About where I'm from.
Montreal.
Born and raised. Nice. Let's go.
When did you decide to come to Banff?
I think it was shortly after high school. I got on a road trip with 6 of my buddies, and we all hopped in our cars, and it was all pretty much our goal to just get out of town, and go
Nice.
venture and experience, and
Kind
so
of
we all
the classic Banff then, just said fuck it and got in a car and left.
Oh yeah, I sold my car and I got in one of
Nice.
theirs, and then I had a bunch of money, so I was young and
Hell yeah, just
Yeah.
kind of on a whim.
just got on it. Yeah.
That's sick. I think very similar story for myself. Just kind of left in search of what my life was going to be, I
Yeah.
guess,
Yeah.
After high school, you get kind of angsty. I know I didn't want to
No.
stay in my hometown.
No.
Like,
I mean,
lot of
I
people
stayed
do.
for a bit. I was there till my late 20s. What up, Jace?
Same here.
Chase just sneaking by here. He says, what up, everybody?
I'm pulling mics right out of the stand. I'm used to having my other one, actually. I usually have the one that the phone's on
True.
and it locks in. You know how that goes.
A little change of setup today. We're experimenting.
Yeah, no doubt. We got new visuals still from last week. We got new mic setups. We got a new guest. What's good, man?
I'm chilling.
How long you been out here, Charlie?
I'd say the first time I was here was on that road trip, as I was saying, and then we just crossed. I think I was 19 years old. That must have been it was a long time ago. More than 10 years. I'd say almost 13 years ago.
Shit.
Sick.
You've been out here
And,
that long. eh?
and then I went all the way to Vancouver from Montreal, and then I was like, okay, that little town there I thought was pretty cool. And I liked the scene, and I found out that there was snowboarding and the skate park or whatever. But I just liked the scene here and whatnot. So yeah.
Well, I think as far as ski towns go, Banff is kind of in its own class because it's not
Yeah.
directly on the ski hill. So it kind of sure, it's expensive, but it's not like a ski in, ski out type of
Right.
scenario. Whistler is insane.
Oh, yeah. Good luck.
It's in a national park, so there's cap on development and stuff. So kind of what you see is what you get. You're just not gonna always grow and grow out of control. And also, not a lot of people are from here, so it does have that super welcoming vibe, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
There's
Yeah.
not a lot of gatekeepers here, whereas I feel smaller towns you go to, it's locals only, man. Or if you're
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to make friends in a small town,
I finally hit local this year. I hit 10 years.
10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been living here 10 years, so no, I'm still
I took some time off
working on
too,
that.
like not the whole time straight. Like I left for a bit and came back. So.
yeah, same here.
Oh, damn. Where'd you go? Oh, you went to Australia.
Went to Australia, went back
Nice.
to Ottawa, and then came back. But I think that raised an interesting question of what makes a local. You know, we talked about that a few episodes
Yeah.
back.
Was that you that was asking people that question?
I was asking. No, it wasn't me. It was kind of brought up on a post. Like someone was bringing up some parking, and then got called out on Overheard, on the Overheard Facebook page. And it's actually someone who's like their grandparents discovered the Caven Basin or great grandparents discovered
Oh,
the
yeah. I
Caven
remember that.
Basin.
Yeah. Somebody was like chirping them. And
Yeah,
they're
so
like,
it's like, I don't know. Whereas I think if your heart's in the right place and you want what's good for this town, I'd say, you're a local, I guess.
You're a local.
You're a local, I guess.
I mean,
let
it
it
depends
slide.
on your own perception, right?
Yeah,
Like,
depends how you see things, I guess.
for sure.
Yeah.
Like, some people say you have to own a house.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who
So what have you
knows?
been doing for work since you've been in Banff, man?
I've always had my hand in the culinary arts, so
Nice.
ever since I was a kid, I started working when I was so young in the kitchen and on the floor as a busboy or like a kitchen or dishy. Like, always loved food. Food is so good.
That's one thing that ties
Okay.
us all together,
Yeah.
man. Like,
Yeah.
it's a corny thing to say, like people on dating profiles and stuff like, I love food. It's like, yeah, everyone fucking loves food. But yeah, culinary arts is definitely
But
something.
it was whatever it was, from like being like, let's say like a Mackie roller, like rolling sushis, or like working in a butchery, or catering, going to people's houses for like personal like service. Like, I always loved that. And then when I got to Banff, it was just a bonus for me because there's a lot of restaurants here, and
For sure. Like the
And,
culinary scene in Banff is
they're always looking for people. And so for me, it was a great opportunity to just keep doing like what I wanted to do, like snowboarding. And then that's when I started snowboarding here.
for sure like
Nice.
the perfect
Yeah.
merger of like
It just
Yeah.
I wanted to work here and do all those other things.
No doubt. I
Yeah.
think that's why I came out here too. I just
Yeah.
said, man, there's
It was
so much
easy
shit
for
to
me.
do.
It
like-
wasn't hard for me to integrate myself, and
well, I guess
No,
like,
yeah.
you got it
Yeah.
if you're into,
yeah.
so
Like, well, that's like the whole getting Banff thing. Like, it's so easy to come out here and just like party and then not do anything else,
Yeah.
and then just get caught up doing that. So it's
well, that's pretty sick too.
Yeah.
well, yeah. Says Dan. That didn't work out so well.
No, well, I was talking about this today. Like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it did in the long run. Like,
Yeah, like
yeah.
I don't regret my
blessing in
time.
disguise.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
everyone just has a certain amount of drinks that they can have in their lifetime before it starts really affecting your life negatively. I just happened to cram them all into my 20s. Like some people can last later into their lives,
Just
but
crammed him.
yeah, like I don't know. It was fun while it lasted,
Yeah, I think I did phases. I was on a health kick there for a couple of years, and then just like stopped going to the gym, and then just started drinking more beers. And then I worked at a liquor store, so I was like, I'll drink all these craft beers, and then
I'm just an all or nothing kind of guy. you
Yeah.
know?
I hear you.
I like to give her.
It depends. I like to give her up.
Go for gold.
Oh my god. So what do you do in your free time outside skating, snowboarding? Any let's say unique hobbies?
Unique hobbies. I would say I'm a pretty like boring guy in a sense. Like, I like to go on like casual walks or little runs, and sometimes I just sit and listen to music and try to like relax after.
I heard
know.
through the grapevine that you're pretty sick at Call of Duty.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
I do play. I used to play a lot of Call of Duty.
Used to, not anymore.
Not as much. Not in the past few months. I've been just focusing more on myself instead of wasting my time on playing video games. I'd rather go play outside now.
Fair.
Nice.
dude.
Yeah,
Fair.
truthfully, but I still really love. I really love that. And, I'm really looking forward to getting a new setup and maybe getting back in the new
Nice.
Call of Duty that's coming out. We'll see.
I'm so bad
We'll
at
see.
Call of Duty.
Oh,
dude.
yeah?
Like
Yeah.
I've always
I used
been
to be
like a
pretty
free
good.
player. Like I've always just played Warzone and all.
Yeah.
I never played the campaign
Oh,
at
yeah.
I
all.
like that. Yeah, it's
And
like that
I get
strategy.
murked so bad.
I played all the
just-
older ones. I played the older ones, but I haven't
It's like
played any.
chess.
I haven't played any of the newer
For
ones.
me,
like,
it's like a game of chess, but on a bigger,
Much
board,
larger
yeah.
board.
Much
There you go.
larger board. Yeah,
Interesting.
it's very
Nice.
interesting.
I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima right now. It's pretty fun. I'm like more enjoying like the story based games because online.
what was I playing last? I
just
played a
get
whole
murked.
bunch of something yesterday. Oh, Assassin's Creed.
Oh, I played some
Yeah,
of that. That's
the
pretty fun.
Origins.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But I don't know. I just had a boring day yesterday, man. I was kind of hungover as shit, so I just played video games literally for like 9 hours and then just chilled out. And
Yeah,
Much,
I miss that
yeah.
actually. I don't do that anymore. I know that how that feels.
It's been a minute. I feel like
you
yeah.
just
So
want
like
to game or just sit down.
well in the winter, like we
Oh,
have
yeah.
such long winters that like you have to kind of find something to do
Yeah,
indoors at some
Yeah.
point. You know what I mean? Like I'm definitely guilty of that, gravitating more towards the gaming in the winter for sure.
yeah.
When did you get into snowboarding, skateboarding? When did the board sports begin for you, Charles?
Oh, I was young. I think like even just like going to the sliding down the hill during the winter on a sled. You know, you just want to stand on it, or
oh yeah,
just seeing like the snowboard scene blow up in the early 2000s, and like I was probably like 8 years old.
nice.
Like 1999 was probably like years that I remember skating, and
That's a good thing to bring up. I
Yeah.
like
It's all the X Games back then, man. It was
Yeah,
like X Games, like
exactly.
straight up was just like,
it's huge.
hey, now you can watch all this shit. It's like that Winter X Games, which is sick. And then
Did you ever
like-
ski before snowboarding?
Yes,
or-
I skied.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I skied in Bromont was my local hill.
nice.
And I remember with our school at one time, and was it grade 3 or grade 4? We went and they taught us how to ski.
Oh, that's
and
sick.
then that
Nice.
year, yeah, I was that year. I told my mom, and I was like, I need to get a pass and go ski. And like,
Nice.
she would drive me out. Like it was a night pass. I think I'd go like once or twice a week, and I just send it. Like I just
Sick.
love that. You know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So your parents were pretty supportive in your love for skiing.
Yes, they were supportive for when I grew up playing hockey as well, and up until I was maybe like 10, and then I would like to ski, and then I like to skateboard, but whatever like I wanted to do, obviously they were pretty strict about it because it didn't come easy,
Mhm.
you know. But when you really want it, then
Oh, hell yeah.
you know.
That's sick.
that's
Well, it's
what
like
parents
skating too,
supposed to
man.
do,
Like,
right? Like
It's the same thing, like just grinding for tricks.
Yeah.
Like, what's your style in skating? Are you like street guy, vert guy, training guy?
yeah, you had to earn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how's your style in skating? Would you say what do you like to skate more?
I like bowls. Like obviously, I like to go fast, and I like to
Nice.
catch air. And I'd say like riding bowl and riding street are like so fun. I'd rather than you go ride street with your friends and
Yep.
hit up a spot, and you're there all day, and like
Yeah, it's good time.
it's good times.
Well, I feel
Oh,
like
hell
you
yeah.
don't really encounter that many pure vert skaters, especially in Canada, just because there aren't those facilities like readily accessible, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Like
feel
a
like-
full like 12-foot vert. you
yeah,
mean,
like you'd
X
have to
game
build
size,
that
like
yourself, you know?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
like there are places that have them, but it's
They're hard to find,
For sure.
but
Oh,
they're
yeah.
out there.
Whereas like bowls, mini ramps, and
Dude.
stuff like is way more accessible.
I almost
Yeah.
dummied myself. They had like I think it was a 10 or 12-foot vert in Stratford, Ontario,
Mhm.
at this indoor park. I think it was Stratford. And oh yeah, we were like try to drop in, and everybody tried to drop in, and everybody just ate the most shit. Oh
dude.
yeah, dude. Like as soon as you like,
Because that's got
as
to
soon
be
as you hit the transition, you're just like, boom, just like, oh yeah, just hammer down. Like you're just like,
because
you're
you
just not,
assume-
you're not used to just going that. You're not used to stepping that far down, right? Like
like for
usually you
me,
put your foot down. Like eventually it hits something. Not on that. You're just like,
I was a dog
It's
shit
wild.
skateboarder, and like dropping it on a mini ramp is like
I'm still
huge
not good
feat.
at mini ramp.
But if
well,
you're
I mean,
talking
it
like-
depends on the ramp.
like a huge vert ramp. Like you're going straight vertical drop for
Yeah.
at least
Yeah.
6 feet, right?
That's what I mean,
Before you
yeah.
start hitting the transition.
yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, the
yeah,
one-
it's straight vertical.
Oh,
Like
the
before you
wall,
start
yeah.
hitting the transition. Yeah,
That's
it's.
yeah.
I'm not into
Why?
that.
It's like Spider-Man, you know. You're just like on
You
the wall.
just let gravity take over.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, we'll just pretend we're on the wall. Yeah, it's wild.
It's fun to figure out.
What do you like to skate? Like, what's your setup looking like? Are you particular to like a certain deck or a certain truck company, or are you just kind of whatever?
You know, I ride my indies. I got my Spitfire and some like bearings. I'll just buy like whatever bearings I think are like attracting. And my
Nice.
boards, I usually like change sizes every now and then. I like to ride cruisers. Like, I'll just ride anything that's like a stick on wheels, or you know, like, I don't mind.
Is there any particular like size or shape that you like
Yeah,
more than
there's-
others,
I
or for
like-
certain like?
Depends for what I'm doing. If
Yeah.
I'm skating, like if I'm trying more technical tricks, then I'll like maybe I'll switch to like a smaller board. And like if I'm riding a big bowl where like I'm going maybe like 10 feet in the air, I want something a bit bigger that
Yeah,
has
yeah.
more control, you know, and
Like wider, sturdier.
yeah, which is
Wider trucks, wider
Yeah.
board. Yeah.
because like
Okay.
Yeah. So you're not
Yeah.
wobbling out all over the place.
or
like,
you're just the way the sizes of the boards are made.
Well, it makes sense.
It's
Kind of
more.
like
It's not
snowboarding.
it's just like more to have your feet on. It's like having a
Yeah.
regular width board
You're just
versus
more
having like an extra
comfortable.
wide
Yeah.
snowboard. It's like,
100%.
yeah, it's sick.
So I'd say like a 8 or a 9, maybe 8 3/8.
Does that have to do with like foot size, or it's just like personal preference? Do you get like?
Yeah, there's like sizes.
Yeah.
Every board you can have like a 7, which is like a really small board for like a kid, and then like maybe a 10 would be like a big cruiser that you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so like same shape, just blown up. Type
Yeah.
or same, yeah,
Just
same dimensions, but blown up.
bigger dimensions. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Maybe that's it. Maybe I just never found my.
Oh,
Never
there's-
found your
yeah,
shape. Oh,
yeah.
Dan never found his
Comes-
shape.
That comes with time, you know.
Oh no.
I'm more into snowboarding, man. I like falling on the snow instead of the concrete.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
Call,
Still
Call it
hurts.
what you want.
Still
boys. Call it
hurts.
what you want.
It's all
What's your go-to trick right now?
my go-to trick?
Yeah.
What are you
Oh.
jamming right now? What gets kids popping off? They're just like, whoa.
I think I like if I could say a trick that is my go-to. My go-to trick is an ollie. It's like that's what I love to do all the time, whatever. But the trick like that I love to do that gets people like hyped, I think would be just a frontside air, like
Nice.
catching air and like just, you know.
Because that's actually a more technical trick than you think. Like, especially if
Yeah,
you're
it's
hitting a
scarier.
quarter to go do a
Oh,
front
yeah.
side
Scarier
air.
trick.
Yeah.
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 Scarier tricks, yeah.
Okay,
Like
interesting.
backside's
Yeah.
like way less scary because you're facing the ramp the whole time.
Yeah.
Like frontside, you're just like 10 feet in the air with your back to the coping.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you can slam your head on
Oh,
the
you-
coping.
oh,
or
yeah,
like whip
like,
out
oh,
or
yeah.
completely fall straight to the floor
Yeah.
from like
Yeah.
10 feet in the air.
Yeah, slide
'Cause
out and check your chin on the coping.
committed to
Oh,
like
God.
frontside air that wasn't.
I've done that, dude, like where I've been in the air and just like, I'm absolutely stomping this. And then you hit the ground and you're like, something goes on and you're just
Yeah.
like,
I've like that slide out with your.
Oh yeah,
like,
oh, yeah,
the
my
whip out,
God,
and then you
dude.
fall right on your butt cheeks and like oof.
When I did skate, I
Tailbone.
remember trying to like just simple like techie mani pad stuff, trying to like ollie on nose mani or all and like
I want to go skate now.
after an afternoon, my hip and my butt, like elbow,
that's what-
repeated
that's what I'm
falls,
doing.
right? Yeah. Have you ever had any bad injuries skating?
Yes, I've had.
Oh, yeah.
I've had worse injuries snowboarding, but I've had some pretty bad injuries skating that affected me like longer.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like my wrists and
Yeah,
like
fuck my
the
wrist couple-
toes, and sometimes like it's just pain that comes back every now and then. You know, it's
Like nagging injuries?
yeah.
It's like
Yeah, they don't get lighter as you age.
blasting
you
your
know?
ankles out all the
No.
time. That's always
Like,
fun.
when you break your wrist, your shoulder, and
yeah.
I got
your
a shoulder. yeah.
elbow, and then
Oh, Charlie's
almost
shoulder is
break your
dummy.
neck. And
Charlie's shoulder is dummy. Don't even get him to show
You
you.
get dummy.
I don't even think we could show it on
you get
on
dummied
stream.
sometimes.
It's so man.
What'd
It's
you
so
do to your
mad.
shoulder?
Oh, I completely destroyed, like
Oh,
broke my shoulder in half snowboarding. I caught an edge on a rail and went flying like 10 feet over, and I was like, "Oh, I'll land on my shoulder and we'll be fine. The snow will take the impact," but it wasn't snow. It was hard rock ice, and it was in late December. It was probably -20 outside,
Oh.
and my shoulder just exploded. And I think like that was the most painful thing I've ever experienced. just feel the feeling of having like your arms like
It
falling
feels
out.
so long,
It's
eh?
very
Oh,
bad.
yeah.
It's like you
It's
know
not a fun
instantly
one.
that something's wrong.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mine
yeah.
was pretty similar. I was doing like I remember I was riding Cascade,
Yeah.
which is like just outside of Ottawa, and
Yeah.
they had a
Okay.
box set up that was like a shed, right? So they had the two kind of box slidey parts,
Yeah.
and they had a rail going over the top.
Yeah.
And I was just doing front lip,
Yeah.
and then I caught going front side, and I was
Exactly.
diving forward into the landing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, if I just tuck it,
Yes.
I'll be able to front flip out
just like that.
or just like land on my back. But no way.
Yeah.
Like you got a 20-pound snowboard attached to your feet. You don't just flip.
Yeah.
You know?
Plus the momentum that you get from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was terrible. And then you instantly,
very
like,
bad.
not only are you, I was winded as fuck. Did you get winded in yours?
I've been
Ugh.
winded. I've been knocked out. Like I knocked myself out last season. And
Yes, that
yeah,
super fast bail coming down
Yeah,
Angel, right?
coming down Great Divide. Yeah.
What happened there?
I just caught it. I caught an edge. It had snowed the night before or 2 days before, and I just caught a soft patch on the side when I was going. I'd say at least 100 kilometers an hour.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That sucks. That'll lay out.
And
I've
when
been
you
only
catch an
100K
edge-
once.
When you catch an edge at 100 kilometers an hour, you gotta pray that you don't. Yeah, that was.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
fraction of a second felt like an eternity.
I
Oh,
bet.
For
It
sure.
was just
yeah.
not
Oh,
moving.
I
yeah.
still remember it. Yeah, but yeah, those all those things come with the sport, though. I think, or whatever you want to call it, like
Yeah, you don't get like the thrill of going fast without sometimes falling going
Yeah.
fast, you know?
Oh, yeah. I've done it.
you got
My first year out there, I broke my wrist and 3 ribs. That was fun. Like
Yeah.
within 24 hours of each other, too. Oh, yeah. I fell right on my ribs, just dummied it coming out switch off of
Oh,
the
yeah.
box and just like caught a fucking weird like edge on my heel side and just landed on my elbow. Broke 3 ribs. I'm like, I get up in the morning, just tensored the shit out of them. I'm
Just
like,
like
I'll be
that.
fine.
I
I
feel like
went out, first run, went to speed check, put my hand out when I was going down, and at 65K, like so your hand just goes backwards. There's not much you're gonna do about that, man. Like it's like jumping out of a car.
for sure. I feel like you learn with these injuries, though, right? Like everyone
Oh,
has
big
an
time.
injury, like
Yeah.
landing in a divot after a rail, right? Like that's
Oh,
something
yeah, that's-
that, like,
Yeah,
for all
it's
new
exactly what happened to
snowboarders-
my ribs. Yeah, I came out switch and just like hit the fucking divot
Hit
weird, and
the
just
divot.
like you
Yeah,
come
man.
onto your wrong foot onto your heel edge weird. It's
And nothing against the park crews because we know they do their best at maintaining.
but
sometimes it
sometimes
happens.
in this, it's always in the spring too, man. When it's
Yeah.
like slushy and they're just getting slammed. It's always like the beginner parks. Like it's always the smaller ones. They're just getting pounded by kids
Yeah.
But
all
then you
day.
know, like later you have that injury, and then you know, okay, well, I need more speed so I can ollie out over that divot.
Oh, big time. The end of the day,
Right?
the farther you have to pop out of everything, basically,
100%.
is what happens. If you're like if you're on a box or like a grind feature, you're popping later in the day a little bit harder than you were in the morning.
For sure.
Oh, big time. How would you describe the process of learning a new trick, like the mental battle that is trying to stomp something?
Oh man, like let's say you want to learn like this trick, like let's say
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to learn this trick,
Yeah.
and like it's you don't know how to do it, or like it's super hard. I think like you just have to keep like pushing yourself, and like the process of like getting from like, okay, I'm gonna try this, and then to the point where you are actually have landed the trick, or like you've accomplished your goal, I think is just like putting aside all of like those thoughts that you think like this, oh, I should do it like that, I should, and like just send it and go for like try your best. And yeah, you might fall and you might hurt yourself, but like you're not gonna learn by just like sitting there and not trying to,
For sure.
like
Yeah, no
it's
doubt.
a battle. Like the battle is just you, like for me at least, is just like me shutting everything else out. Like when I go skate or when I go snowboarding, if I want to learn a new trick, put my headphones in and like just like lock it in.
Nice.
Ignore distractions.
Ignore,
Yeah.
like get into
Yeah.
that zone, man, and like focus. Yeah.
I think
You
it's
can-
a lot of it
focus
too,
is a lot like, yeah.
ignoring that voice that tells you, oh, you can't do it, or oh, you might
Exactly.
fall, oh, you might get hurt,
Yeah.
and just committing to
Yes.
that action.
Just like it's like a mental battle with yourself almost.
It
you
is,
just like
man.
you gotta like push yourself to do it. It's like
And yeah, even if you're out of
I think that speaks to life in a
Yeah.
certain way. You know
yeah,
what I
man.
mean?
It's,
Like,
Yeah, no
it
doubt.
might just be a stupid trick, but
because skaters are always have that kind of tough vibe, right? Like I think that's a lot of it. What comes like if when you're skateboarding, you're gonna deal with a lot more failures than you do success, right?
oh, you're gonna
Oh,
fall.
big
You know what I
Oh,
mean? Like
yeah.
you
You're
might
gonna
try it
fall.
100 times and land it once.
every time I go to the park, I
Yeah.
eat shit once at least. I'm like, fuck, that hurt. Like just dump it right on the back of your hip bones or something, and just like I'm good.
So how would you describe the feeling of nailing it?
Just like flowing like water. I feel it's just once you like, let's say I'll give you an example. Like I landed my first backside flip like this summer.
Nice. Oh, they're
And-
fun, eh?
And
For
a
those
lot
that
of-
don't know, what's a backside
a
flip?
backside flip is basically a kick flip.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you add variable. You turn 180 degrees.
So
So
it's like-
basically, you do a 180 with a kick flip with your back turned to wherever you're heading,
Mhm.
right? So I don't like. I've been doing kick flips my whole life. I've
Oh,
done
yeah?
like 1,000 of them, and most of my friends like have the nicest backside flips, but I could never nail them. And then this summer, I was like, man, like I've got to do a backside flip at least once in my life. You know,
And you nailed it?
And like, but I know I hate that trick. You know, I know I have
But
like
once you-
so much trouble doing it.
They're so
And
satisfying
I feel that
though.
I look stupid trying to do it or whatever. I put that aside. I was like, you know what? Like I'm sick and
I'm
tired of
sorry.
not having that one, and like
Did your boys chirp you for not having a backside flip or what?
no, but I
Yeah.
I knew that I had to do it for some homies, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and be like, hey man, told you, and like when I got it, man, it was the best feeling ever. I couldn't believe it.
I
Like,
love
it just-
I love backside flips, man. For me,
Yeah.
I could never frontside flip
Yeah.
and still have not trade flipped. I think I may have landed like a couple of shitty, really bad frontside flips that were like bouncers, but like still never landed a tray flip. That's my
Oh.
kryptonite.
I
And like I want to be able to do tray flips. Like that's
I have
the thing.
4 3 flips under my belt right now.
Nice. Let's
Oh,
go.
I count them.
It's like I can count them on
them.
one hand. Let's
Yeah.
go.
I've
Like
landed
4 that
4 of
you've
those.
landed or 4
Oh,
like
I've landed 4 360 flips in my lifetime.
crazy.
Like, trust me, I don't do those.
Like some
Yeah.
people just have them on lock,
Some
and I'm
people
just like,
have it.
they just like don't do anything, and it's just like, how did you do that so easy? They're like, oh yeah, man, you just got to do this. I'm like, yeah, been trying that, and it don't work. Like,
Crazy how like some tricks are easy for some and tough for others, right?
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Oh yeah.
Depends.
Wow.
Everyone's different. Everyone's unique and has their own style. You just have to figure out what you're good at and
Yeah.
just keep like going towards that.
Yeah,
Like,
no
who are
doubt.
some of your favorite skaters? Who do you draw inspiration from?
Oh man, some of my favorite skaters. I think my greatest inspiration was like maybe Tony Hawk when I was a kid. Like just watching that guy ride vert. I think in my mind I was like, who doesn't want to like skate like Tony
Yeah.
Hawk, right? And like,
No
I
doubt.
mean, I think it was like a little interview in a magazine that I read once, and it was like about Tony Hawk's first frontside air. And
Oh,
like when
yeah.
he was like probably 11, he said he did it. And like I was probably that age when I read it. And I was like, man, I was like, that trick. I'm like, that's the trick that I wanted. Because like when I read the book, it was like the feeling that he had when he was doing that trick was the best feeling ever. And then that's what like set off a chain of like,
Yeah.
you know. So I like that was my biggest inspiration. Like other inspiration, like John Cardiel, I think is another big inspiration. And obviously like a lot of my friends, my real inspirations are like skating, like some of my friends that I skate with
Sick.
that have like showed me, you know, about more like, yo, come skate. Cause there were times when I wasn't skating and stuff like that. So I think like a lot of skating and like things, skating brought me further than I thought I was going to be.
Well, I think
I didn't
Nice.
think like skateboarding would ever do anything more, you know?
I think with skateboarding too, it's not only about the act of skateboarding. There's a lot of culture behind the sport itself of like whether you're landing tricks or not, you're still out there hanging out with the crew,
Yeah.
spending time in that way, right? Like whether
Yeah.
you're successful in landing your tricks or not is
Yeah.
kind of that's not all that skating entails.
No, it's
you
like
know?
just try to like say like riding around the city with your friends. Back in the day when I was younger in Montreal, man, it was like late night, like all night skating,
causing
basically.
mischief.
Oh yeah, we used to do it too. It was fun to skate. It was fun to skate
We
at
weren't
night.
destroying everything, but like
Not mischief in
No,
that sense,
we were
but
just like bombing hills, and I think it's more fun to like just go venture and find spots with your friends than like right at the skate park. There's more to it than just like going to the skate park.
Yeah, it's
I
like
think-
it's more of an adventure. It's like you go to
Yeah.
the park, you know it's there, you know what you're gonna skate.
Yeah, the
It's
skate
like-
park's there though.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Like the
it's
fact-
just like it's the thrill of like going out and being like, dude,
yeah.
oh, look at this spot, boys. Oh my god, how did we not see this before?
And
Yeah,
then
it's
you got
like,
one homie that comes out
Yeah.
of nowhere and just bangs the sickest trick, and everyone's stoked, and then
I think it's
it
like
just keeps you young and going, man.
the skate park is meant for skating.
Yeah.
Like it's built for
Oh, yeah.
skateboarding, whereas like maybe a street spot, it's not meant for skating. It's meant for like regular life, and you choose to make it a skate obstacle. Like
yeah. Skaters look at architecture very different than normal people look at
Yes.
architecture. We're just like,
I love
okay,
architects.
like there's all this concrete benches and angles, and people are like, oh, isn't that cool and feng shui? It's like, I'm about to shred that, so get out of
Yeah.
the way. Yeah.
So, what is your thoughts on anti-skateboarding architecture, like skate stoppers or stuff that they put on ledges to prevent people
They've
from
been around
skating
forever.
certain
You
spots?
can get around them.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of property, and
Yeah.
some people don't like to have like their property damaged, which is totally understandable. But like,
Mhm.
I think a lot of people too still are in the mindset that like, oh, if you get hurt on my property, like
yeah,
I'm
that
gonna get
too,
sued.
like lawsuits.
And it's
as
like,
well.
dude, I know that probably jumping down this 10 stair completely backwards to the landing is not a good idea, but I'm doing it anyways. Like, I know I'm gonna get hurt probably, but like,
There's
that's
a
on
couple
me, man.
spots,
Like,
I guess. There's a couple spots here in town that I would maybe say like someone would eventually come out and be like, it's like cave and basin stuff. Like
True.
oh,
there's like
yeah,
a huge stair set there.
Mm-hmm.
I know some homies in town have been trying that.
that's wild.
Sick.
And like, but I don't think they would get kicked out. I think it's more like what you're doing. If you're just like, but like just being stupid and
Causing damage.
causing
or
damage,
being
then I think that's the
disruptive.
Yeah.
problem.
Crazy.
Yeah. But there's a lot of spots,
That's a National Historic Site as well.
Yeah.
exactly.
But that's the thing we were saying, like the other, like we were talking last week, of like where a hike ends and where a walk begins, or vice versa. And it's like, like, yeah, if it's cool to skate a post office, where is it,
Yeah,
where is it okay and where is it not okay? Like
exactly.
when they're finding people for skateboarding on Banff Ave, like they
you
were a
have to
few
find
years ago.
the good spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you find your skateboarding translates into your snowboarding?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's from falling on concrete to falling on snow. I think it was like started from rock hard, skateboarding, and now I love snowboarding just as much. I learned how to snowboard out here when I moved back when I was 25.
Nice.
No way.
Yeah,
You learned snowboarding at 25.
I only started when I was 25, and I started when I was here because
Nice.
I hadn't stepped foot on a snowboard that much. Like I said, like I skied when I was younger, but that only lasted like a year. It wasn't like a
Yeah.
huge thing, right? And transitioning from skateboarding to snowboarding was really fun because when I got here, people were like, "Well, what are you gonna do in the winter?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, no doubt.
If you're
They're
not
long.
skating."
They're long.
I
Yeah.
was like,
Skate parkade.
I guess I'll try snowboarding, but I have clips of myself like in my early days, and like let's say when my buddy Marcel took me up for the first
Oh, yeah,
time,
yeah.
like
Mhm.
when I first got on that chairlift, like up Standish,
Oh,
I
you're
was
shit.
petrified.
Oh,
man.
Yeah, I bet, dude.
I'd snowboarded back home, but there it's like that
Yeah.
ski hill was 200 feet, not this. I'm like, oh no.
Same. I
Oh,
learned that.
God.
No, that was scary, and I would look down, and I looked at it, and I was like, man, there's no way people go down this.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
there's
my buddy
no
took me
way,
down
man.
Southside Shoots my second day there. He's like, we're gonna go do the sick
Yeah.
run. I'm like, okay.
Oh,
And we
that's not
get there,
sick for your second
Oh,
And I'm
day.
man.
like, dude, what? I went down like sidestepping the whole time. I was like, what is going on? Why would you take me up this? Dude? Like we went from meat to doing blues to this. He's like, it is blue. I'm like,
Like this isn't
Barely.
just jumping off
No.
10 stairs on a skateboard.
Yeah, this is like falling down a whole
this is
goddamn mountain. Yeah,
man.
like, yeah. It's like, oh, I fell down a 10 stair. I bet that hurt. Yeah, I fell down a mountain. How
Yeah.
are you here?
Gotta give a
Like,
big shout out to Marcel, past
Yeah,
guest.
big
past
shout
guys,
out.
big
Yeah.
friend of the
Yes,
pod.
sir. Big
Oh,
shout
right,
out.
dog.
Crazy.
Yes,
well,
sir.
what would you say is, I'd say, the most meaningful lessons you've learned through board sports along the way, or any advice that you wish you knew, like maybe a little sooner?
Yeah, I guess like when I was younger, like I would just go skate and like maybe like drink a bit more, like and party, you know, like
Oh,
when
yeah,
you're
yeah.
younger and stuff like that. And I think the biggest lesson that I've learned in the past years was that like if I'm like like I really love what I do, so I have to figure out ways to keep doing it for as long as I can, right?
No
And I
doubt,
think the
for
biggest
sure.
lesson was like taking good care of your health, man,
Yeah.
and like being like aware that you can like get really tired and
Yeah,
that
dude.
can affect like
No shit.
your mental health as much as your physical health. And like I think that being like nutritious and like figuring out like what's really good for you and like keeping a good diet and like drinking your water and like going for these little walks and stuff and hikes, which out here is pristine and like probably the best place to do so.
So sick.
Yeah, no
I
doubt.
think like that was my biggest wake up call. I think in a sense when I moved here, I was like, man, I'm getting better and better at snowboarding and I'm getting better at skateboarding. So
Nice.
I was like, what is it that's keeping me going here?
I think it's by prioritizing actually going out and doing those things rather
Yeah.
than being caught up in the party scene. Because, like,
Exactly.
skating, snowboarding, there's
Yeah.
always a party scene that's linked to it. Like,
100%.
Well,
don't get me
it's
wrong.
not
parade
a
beers,
secret.
like everybody's
Yeah.
like half cut by the time you leave the hill. You know what I mean? It's like it's not that hard to do.
I think
No.
for me, if you look at the most successful people in those realms, like, yeah, they're still at the parties and stuff, but they're not the drunkest person there,
No,
right?
no.
Whereas, like, for me, my in was being the drunkest person there because I maybe
Not
wasn't
having
the
the
most,
most fun, right?
because maybe I wasn't the most
Yeah.
talented skater or snowboarder or
Exactly.
whatever, right? So
Yeah.
I think that's a good lesson, man.
Yeah, I think focusing more on like the goal and the journey is more important than just like wasting away.
And being able to do it into your old age, man. Like, we're not getting
No.
any younger, and I want to keep
No,
doing
yeah,
it.
no
No,
doubt.
man.
I want to keep
No.
snowboarding until I'm 50 or 60.
Exactly,
You know,
man.
like,
Because
You'll
I
be
see
40
people
this
that
year,
do
man.
that, man.
Yeah.
Like, you see
Oh
them
man,
that
there's
are,
some,
like,
some
like
guys that
Tony
like
Hawk.
70 out there.
You know,
bro, I go touring with Jimmy. Like,
or Jimmy, man. Like,
he
you
rips.
never
The
go,
wild,
you
guy
yeah.
never
rips.
go to lake, man.
So big shout out to Jimmy.
Yeah,
no
Looking
doubt.
forward to getting back out there with you this year, man.
For real.
Like, that's the thing. That's kind of the goal, right? Is being one of those fucking old raw
Yeah,
dog
man.
dudes out here.
And
Just being
know
like,
all
I've been
the
So
doing this
no-
for-
way, man. The ways around the mountain, stuff like. Like I'm still learning, man.
Oh, I
You
know.
know?
eh? So no plans on slowing down then.
Nah,
Hell yeah,
hell
dude.
no.
Nah,
Do you have
nah.
any,
do that.
any favorite places to shred? I know you don't want to probably blow up your spots, but you have like one place like, yo, this is my spot. Like,
Oh, my Bat Cave on. I call it the Bat Cave, and it's on the top of the South Side Chutes.
okay, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Get off. That's like one of the first spots that I really like thought it was crazy, like to ride
Nice.
that.
Like the one between the two rocks.
Yeah, well, like the one where you have to get off the chairlift
And
and
hike
then it's
over?
only open like in late March because
upper,
you know
upper
the
hike.
upper hike. You
Oh,
go all the
okay.
way around and then
No, I've not done
and
that
then
one.
all
That's
the way
crazy.
to the
I've never been
to
up
the
there.
gate where it's like you can't go past that gate, and then there's like a little cave up there, and then it's like right along the wall of the rock, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh,
like,
that's
you
wild.
get up there, and then you can set up. I set up my board up there, and then usually there's a lot of snow that like accumulates from like the rock
Yeah.
falling over, so there's like a sick lip there,
Okay.
so you can just like go down that little cave, and then you shoot off into the chutes
Sick.
when there's obviously a lot of snow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You don't want to do that when it's mogul
No,
out. You would
because
die.
there's
Oh
a
my
lot
God.
of sharp rocks up there, and it's pretty insane.
Yeah.
A lot of like drops up there too
For
that
sure.
are like 40 feet high. I'd say
There's a lot of spots up there. If you fall,
you can.
you're toast.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'd say that is Southside Chutes to the Eagle Creek. I feel is
Oh, Eagle Creek's fun, man.
Is
I
my
love
thing.
Eagle
What
Creek.
about you, man? Any spots that speak to you out there on the mountains?
Yeah, Eagle Creek, like he said, fucking
Yeah.
one of my favorite ones. Oh, what else is really good that I used to love to ride? I don't know. They're just like all like the little backcountry spots there, like not necessarily like out of bounds, but like up like Eagle Creek. Like if you go up that little run, like on the top of the creek side, and then you go up to the left there's some pretty sick pillows up there.
Dude, coming down from like the dive, like that would be my spot where I say like
the
like
dive
the
as well
first
as-
time I walked down the steps to the dive, and I was like this is why I'm here.
This
you
is
know?
wild.
I still haven't done it. I still haven't done it. I'm not.
I did a lot of research before I came
This
here.
is why I'm here.
Yeah,
and then there's a
exactly.
place if you go like traverse all the way over, what's it called, down into Eagle Creek from the dive. I think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And there's
tons of pillows. If you walk
It's
up,
great.
it's that
Oh,
hill that
yes.
comes down,
Yes.
like right into the run, and
Yeah.
then the creek's down
it's
below
called
it.
something. I'm
Yes.
blanking out on it right now.
I've hit
Because you can
those.
walk up to a wall. It's like a big wall up
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
You can walk
Yeah.
up to, and then you come down, and it's pillows like all through the trees.
Mhm.
And that's a good one. I've got pictures in there. I
It's
think,
probably
somewhere.
good that we don't know it because I don't want to be blowing up these
No,
spots
I
for
get
the
it. Yeah.
upcoming
Keep it a
winter.
bit low.
Oh God.
Do you have a favorite lake or shine?
Oh,
Depends on the day for me.
Me too, man. My best day was at Lake Louise. What was it? 2018, man.
Was that where we
seven-
had like 156
Yeah, it
centimeters over
was
3 days?
77 centimeters in like a day. I think it was.
Oh,
That
that's
I
wild.
remember I was there,
That's
and they
insane.
like the backside was closed. Right.
Yeah.
The second day, it was January. It was like a Saturday and a Sunday, man. And I think it was on the Saturday. Like it was dumping, man. It was crazy. And the backside was closed, and the people I were with, magically we got up there, and the
The gates just
the
opened.
gates opened as soon as we got off the chair, and
That's
I
awesome.
went down, and you know when you feel the snow
Yeah.
underneath your armpits,
Yeah.
man,
That's wild, dude.
man,
That's
that
insane.
feeling. Oh,
All
I was
time.
like,
Oh,
this
you're,
is
like,
what it's
floating?
like. You're floating,
Yeah.
man.
yeah.
You're not touching any solid snow.
Even
Yeah.
then, like
It's
you get into steep
wild.
terrain, and it's like
Yes.
so. If people on
But
the
it-
camera can see,
It doesn't
like
seem
say,
steep though.
say
Like
that's the pitch, right? Well, when there's this much snow on it, you're just kind of falling, and
Yeah.
your board
Yeah.
isn't on the actual pitch. You're just
Yeah.
kind of vertically falling through all this
yeah,
snow.
it's wild. Yeah.
It's an unbelievable feeling.
Yeah, like just hearing
Oh,
the
it's
snow,
crazy. Yeah,
I was
like-
like, "There's no way that I'm floating, right? There's no way that I'm riding."
For me,
through
it was
this-
like first
those
time I could feel it
crazies.
like ripping my jacket back on my waist. I was
Yeah.
like, holy, okay, we're deep. We're
Yeah.
deep, boys. Like, don't stop. Don't fall. Like,
Yeah, riding
lean-
that much.
lean
snow
back.
is insane.
Oh, you gotta lean
you
back.
gotta
dude.
lean back. Oh,
I've
your back
recently,
leg's just
like-
on fire.
When I first moved here, I used to always ride park boards because I come from the east. You usually
Yeah,
ride park
same,
and stuff.
yeah.
And it's such a difference when you walk on something powder or hop on something powder specific, and you can actually ride
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole day.
Oh, it's sick. That's the way to go, man.
What's your snowboard setup? Are you park guy, pow guy?
Yeah, I'm a park rat.
Yeah.
I'll ride park. I'll hot lap parks. Like at Sunshine, I'll just do Angel and go straight down Divide, or even at the lake, it's just straight park.
Nice.
What would be your favorite snowboard trick?
Backside 360.
Back three, like the one you sent me.
Nice.
Yeah, that
They
was
are
sick.
fun.
Flowy,
They
just,
are fun.
Just float, man.
You like bottomed out on that one, dude. That was pretty
Oh,
sick. You
yeah.
caught like this much of the landing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
turned, you can see I
Oh,
turned
yeah.
to my buddy and my buddy Kevin. I'm like, "Hey man, do you see that?" Because like that was
So
scary,
sick.
Dude, I almost died at the bottom of Angel Park once. I was filming, can't remember who it was. I think it was either Al or Zane. Did like some crazy fucking cork something, and I'm like, I'm on the top, like I'm just going over the knuckle with them. I come down, and they were way down before they even like started touching down. Like they almost flatted out too, and just like boom, and I'm like, oh my god! And I look over, and that orange fence, dude, was coming up way too fast. Got on my toe edge. I was already on it and just like leaned in, and I clocked that fence, dude, probably like 30, 40K, like
fuck.
with my phone still filming. And it like, oh yeah, dude, it like hooked me and spun me around. It was awesome. I died. It was great.
Yeah.
Al thought
Damn,
it was
dude.
great. He was laughing his ass off. I'm like, I got the clip. It's all good, dude.
I
I
think
was
this-
laughing at him almost killing himself, and I went right into the snow fence, like the orange catch fence.
I got mad respect for people that go upside down
Oh,
snowboards. Like I
my
never do
goodness.
that.
I'm good.
I'm not putting my feet above.
I'm not there.
Unintentionally.
I'm not
I
there.
started too late. Trust me.
I'm not there yet. Oh God, that's great.
One last question before we move on to our posts of the week, Charles.
Yes, sir.
When you reflect on your journey, what do you hope people will take away from our talk today?
I think me being here is just to like motivate people and try to, as much as you love something, even if it's just like riding a skateboard or a snowboard, like if you really love something, like you go out and you do it. Try your hardest every day, man. And like, yeah, there'll be days that are harder than others, but it's the journey. If you don't want to talk about the journey, man, it's just, I don't know. I think like just for me being out here, the journey is to like just keep going and riding and like, keeps me young, keeps me going. So if,
Well, I think
it's
that's
not
it.
broken, don't fix it,
I think like as we get older, there's more and more
It's not that-
reasons to stop. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you
It's
got
simple.
responsibilities, you got this, you got that. But if you love it,
Yeah.
like
No
It's
doubt.
simple, and you just keep your head on keep your hands on the wheels and your eyes on the road, man, and like it's a long journey, man, but like, you gotta be careful and like have fun. And I think like
Nice.
that's what I try to do, and that's what I try to show everyone. Like you can still keep going, have as much fun, whatever you want to do.
hell
Have
yeah,
a
brother.
podcast or like go skate. I think that's awesome.
Right on,
Yeah.
man. I
Fuck
think
yeah.
those are definitely good words of
Yeah.
wisdom for everyone out there. Anything you want to add?
Oh man. I guess thanks you guys for having me, and
Oh hell
Dude,
yeah!
thanks
I
for
had
coming
a
by.
lot of fun.
Thanks for
I
hanging
hope-
out, bro.
I hope everyone out there listening is having a beautiful day.
Hell yeah, dude.
And much
Good one
love.
here.
Well, let's
Bless
get to
up,
some
yeah.
posts here.
Oh
It's been
yeah.
a pretty mellow week on the Overheard. Things have calmed down a bit since
Since a long weekend, I guess it's been
Yeah.
everybody's just like chilling. I guess there's nothing really going. It's like the in between season.
I don't know, it's still busy, man.
Yeah,
We're still
I know.
busy at work.
Yeah.
She.
Shit. All right, Dan.
All right, our first post here. We got to give a big shout out to Bunny Hops. She's bringing out a new party to this town, trying to bring some
yeah.
bigger names around. The first one is called With Intention. It's a monthly offering aimed at expanding the scene, highlighting different electronic music genres, and having a great time on the dance floor. Each month, different out of town artists will be featured along with talented locals. The last Friday of every month, The Lodge, that's across from Banff Ave Brew Co., big shout out to them, will transform into almost
Nice.
like a nightlife venue, like a club, mood lighting, drinks at a great price, comfortable seating areas, as well as a well-spaced dance floor, and most importantly, some really killer music. First one's going down September 27th. Headliner is Yetz,
Let's go.
official from Shambhala, Wicked Woods, The Womp, Neon Jungle. Yetz will be joined by locals DJ Palf and Coda, as well as our own Bunny Hops. 10 p.m. 10 a.m. The rave starts at 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
No,
Get
10
on early.
p.m. to 2 a.m. $5 cash cover, so super cheap. Get out there,
No
support some
doubt.
locals.
That's awesome. And they got great beers over there too.
Hell yeah!
Man, I'm over there drinking them sometimes.
So yeah,
Often enough.
I think
I'm gonna go. You want to go?
we'll see on
you're-
the schedule. I'll definitely try
Yeah.
to make it there. Definitely, I think we could use a little party. Me and Nat were talking about maybe wanting to go out and enjoy some nightlife. It had been a while for us.
Yeah, no doubt. I've done enough live or VR DJ events in the past year. I think I need to start going to some real ones here.
Mixing it
do
up a bit.
do a little mingle, mix and match. Jesus Christ! But no, I'm stoked, dude. That's a good opportunity, especially to have like some new DJs from town playing with bigger names. That's always an easy way to get your name on the old charts there, and at least get your music out on the local radar.
For sure. I think there's a bit of a growing demand for it as well in the town of Banff. People are loving the sunset sessions at the Rose,
doubt.
getting more DJs out there. Yeah, it's a great time.
Hell yeah! All right. Well, next one, not so fun. Here you
Yeah.
go, Dan.
Yeah, this one, not super cool. So it came out, I guess, this week that an RCMP officer accused of breaking into a woman in Banff's hotel room. So this dude, I guess, I forget that. I don't know. I read the story.
it's-
I guess was out off duty, mingling with some ladies that were visiting the town of Banff. ended up breaking into their hotel room later. This dude, the whole point of this article was that it's strange how a police officer can commit kind of a heinous crime and then be on paid leave for 2 years.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah, I
kind of
guess that one, yeah, it doesn't, yeah.
this was highlighting. Like if anyone else, like say you work at a library or a post office,
Oh,
like
you just get fired right off
you
the
just
bat.
get
Do you
fired.
still get your full? Did you still get his full like a salary?
I mean,
On paid
whether it's
leave?
full or
That's
partial, it's still
crazy.
kind of fucked up.
I think that's fucked up.
No
Um,
doubt. But yeah,
Pardon
that's
my
wild.
language.
Definitely. So this guy's
Welcome
being-
to the party scene. I'm just kidding.
So yeah, at least they're getting the word out. It's cool.
Well,
that
yeah.
He's not kind of
He's not getting away with it.
not
Damn.
getting away with it.
Oh, no.
So you're not immune to the laws just because you
Nope.
wear a badge. I think it just serves as a warning out there that just
There's-
to have your wits about you. When
There's
you're-
douchers everywhere.
yeah,
Wow.
dude.
There's douchers everywhere. That's all that can be said. But oh, well.
So, shame on you,
What do you
dog.
this next one's got some choice comments. I like this one. So this one was like some pictures of mushrooms, says to eat or not to eat. That is the question. And then it goes, you can't pick mushrooms within the national park. Ask the people who have been treated to an audience with the judge for picking what does that say, morels?
Yeah,
In the
morels.
past. So no, you can't eat them. Admire them where they are.
So myself, I'm a huge fan of seeing mushrooms growing in the wild. I think it's super cool. I've read a couple mycology books. I find it fascinating to see where they grow, how they grow,
Yeah.
different types and shit. I was out today at Johnson's Canyon with Nat actually and noticed like an abundance of them.
Oh yeah.
So the original post was like, hey, mushroom season is here. Check out these cool mushrooms. People in the comments obviously discussing whether they should eat them or not, serving as a friendly reminder to just leave them in place. They're beautiful to look at.
yeah, that's
snap
a
pic.
big fine.
big time.
Yeah. You know, the fines out here are just massive. So just don't like
And not to
It's
mention
dead.
just like the dangers of
eating random mushrooms.
Yeah.
like what was it? The friggin' Into the Wild. Like the guy friggin' died. Like, man, don't do that.
There's a lot of look-alike mushrooms that are still toxic
Don't
that look
eat
like edible
mushrooms
mushrooms.
that are on the ground, guys.
Yeah.
For sure.
Leave them be.
If you do some extensive research, I would recommend my boy Paul Stamets. If there's anyone interested in learning more about mycology, check his stuff out. Super cool.
Nice. Can we call this next one Cribs and Castles?
I like it.
So this is a picture of a motorhome with Castle Mountain on it, driving towards Castle Mountain on it.
No way.
Yeah, dude. It's
So not-
awesome.
Not
It's
the
so
first
good.
time this has occurred on the podcast. I was hoping we
No,
would catch
yeah.
another one this summer,
Oh,
but
it's
here
great.
it finally is.
Yes.
Oh, fucking nailed it. Every
Good
time.
stuff.
Every time. I've seen these like for every year for the past 10 years now, I think. Like somebody's posted one somewhere or another.
Yeah, it just so happens, and it's like I've never had it happen to me, but I hope one day to be the one to capture this moment where just everything lines up. So awesome.
That's awesome. Alrighty, what do we got here, Dan? This is
This is the ski and
Yeah.
snowboard swap. So this is coming up in a couple of days. When is it? Let me just
Looks
pull up
like,
this post here. I sent it to you earlier.
Tuesday, October 15th.
Here, I'll just pull it up.
There
here.
you
Give me
go.
one
There you
quick
go. There's
second.
there's a couple of dates, man.
There's definitely a whole bunch of dates here. I got another one that I had to pull up too. So the ski and snowboard swap at the Banff train station. This is something that's been happening ever
big
since
time.
I've ever been to town. A great place to shop for used ski and snowboard stuff. So the consignment is going to be Tuesday, October 15th. I guess they got a few dates.
Yeah, they got
October
a bunch.
15th, 16th, 4 to 6. Friday, October 18th, 2 to 7. I'm not going to read all these out, but basically the sale day is October 19th. It's $10 entries per adult. You can go in there, you can get some great deals on used
No
ski and
doubt.
snowboard stuff, and basically just keep stuff from going to the landfill that can be used again. So
Yeah, because like there's tons of people that are out here for the first season looking for a good deal on some decent gear, and like this is all people from town that probably shred and just have 5 boards sitting around and want to sell them. You know what I mean?
for sure, if I like even from talking to Alex a couple weeks ago, like he
Oh, he's
goes
got
through
so
2
many,
or
yeah.
3 pairs of boots a season.
Yeah, it's, like, it's wild.
So again, sometimes
Yeah,
someone's
no doubt,
standard,
There's a lot.
right?
It's
yeah,
that's
super
what I
cheap.
say.
Yeah.
yeah,
Plenty
that's
of gear.
insane.
But if you
But
think
he's
about
hiking,
it,
he's hiking
like,
and shit in them.
I'm hiking mine too, but look, if you're thinking like if you're doing 200 days a year, I think they say like an average snowboard boot's life is like
About
100 to
yeah.
200 days. So
Yeah.
like,
Makes
especially
sense.
if you like a responsive boot, like I can see it for sure. Anyways, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Moral of the story.
Let's go. All right. Well, Defending Awesome is doing a little, looks like fundraiser here for Jasper. So it will be September 23rd. All remaining stickers are pay what you can. Previously $5. 100% of the proceeds will go towards the Jasper Fund. He wanted to give a special big artist shout out for their artwork. So we got Jay Nigro, Kyle, Catherine Campbell, and at Wild Art Artwork, as well as Jamie Birch Design. So some pretty cool locally designed stickers helping out a good cause. Jasper's still not back to normal. If you didn't remember that a bunch of the town burnt down, they still need our help. So head down to Defending Awesome on the 23rd. Pick out some sick stickers.
It's
Help a
until
homie.
the 23rd.
Is it
So
until? Oh, okay.
Until, yeah. So you can go down there anytime at Defending Awesome until the September 23rd. Pick yourself
Sick.
up some stickers for a good cause.
Let's go.
Nice.
All right. Uh-oh. Here we go. This one's cool.
Yeah, this one's pretty cool. So there's this post this week on Overheard in Banff that got lots of traction. As you can see down at the bottom, 139 comments. And it reads like this. Is there a character in town whose existence warms your heart? Maybe someone you don't know, but you see them around and you're glad to have seen them. And it says, I'll start. I have a few, but there's a fellow I see on my walk sometimes. Lately, I'm juggling lately. Oh yeah, okay. Lately, he's the
You're reading
poster.
like me today.
The poster is juggling 2 dogs and a baby, and he looks at her situation and warmly smiles and calls her sister. So just a few kind of kind words of advice, and the poster is kind of calling this person, not calling them out for their good deeds and how it kind of warms their heart. So basically, this whole comment thread is filled with people giving positive shout outs to people that they see in the community. A few mentions. The wheelie guy brings lots of
The wheelie guy is awesome.
I saw Josiah in there as well a few times. Yeah.
Josiah, definitely.
Yeah.
There was a lot of good ones, man. There's like there's a lot of
wheelies.
there are a lot of characters that have pretty much been here since most of us on the Overheard page have probably been in town, right? So
100%. One was
Makes sense.
Arnell from the IGA. He got a lot of shout outs just for always being nice and in a good mood when his job's probably not the easiest to be nice and in a good mood. Is there anyone for you guys that stands out?
Oh man, I don't know. Like just the homies. Like just when I see like anybody I've known like since I moved here, you know what I mean? Like I've been here 10 years, so those people for me, like the people that I just consistently see around.
A lot of people I see that I'm always happy to see. That's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
definitely. I think I got one. There's an older gentleman. I forget his name. I met him once. But he walks around with a little cane, and he seems to have like a bad hip, and he's just walking around all the time.
Oh, yeah?
And every time I see him, he just like, I don't know. It kind of warms my heart to see this dude out there just doing his thing, living his life. He's been here forever. One day I did kind of help him with his bags and stuff, and he's just telling me how long he's lived here and how much the town has changed.
Crazy.
And, I don't know. Part of me kind of like aspires to be that old guy. You know what I mean? It's
just needing help with your bags walking down Banff Ave?
I don't know. Just like you always see, he's just kind of out and about doing his thing. He's not just like crammed in his house. I think like,
well, yeah, it's Banff. Like who wants to be crammed in their house
like,
regardless?
I don't know. It's just cool that he's still got it. You know what I mean?
Nice. All right. Well, this one here is a little bit more about what we were talking about a couple weeks ago with the Cascade.
The Cascade Creek.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so the trout and whatnot there.
I got this one pulled up here. The Banff National Park is looking for volunteers. So they're looking for help with riparian habitat planting as part of the Cascade Creek Restoration Project. So you can join the Parks Canada aquatic team on Wednesday, September 18th at 9 a.m. at the Cascade Pits. So parking is available at the AIS inspection station. Park and ride right across the road. So you know when you drive past the Cascade Ponds, there's that little inspection area. So I think that is where they're meeting.
Nice.
There's a second date, so either September 18th or Thursday, September 19th at 9:30 a.m. They're going to be at the Cascade Ponds day use area. It also recommends to bring lunch, water, sturdy hiking boots, and clothes that may get dirty. Basically, you're going to be helping Parks Canada plant vegetation in order to increase the likelihood of success of the Cascade Creek project.
Nice. That's sweet. That's sweet.
Super cool. If you want
That's
to go
cool. They're
down,
letting people in on that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's great that if you do want to go out and help Parks Canada, this is the call to action.
No doubt.
If you love nature, I was there the other morning. It was beautiful, especially at that time of the day. If you don't mind a little hard work, or if you have a green thumb and you like gardening, go down there and help a good cause.
No doubt. Oh yeah. Well, this next one kind of sucks, but we had to put it in here. So this one is Highway 1 was closed this was a couple days ago. Oh, this was yesterday. Highway 1 was closed both directions between the two most easterly exits. Three Sisters elk herd got hit. The big bull elk is no more. And then it continues to say, I'm so sad watching them struggle with habitat loss. And then this as well is such a shame.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
Yep.
Definitely the comments in this, I kind of breezed through them. There was tons of
Well,
different.
my favorite one here, a fence should be top priority like a decade ago.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, they got to do something sooner or later. They don't have a wildlife pass there, do they?
I feel like they do. They do have some on the Three Sisters side, and I believe it is fenced, but maybe there's gaps in that fence. Like,
I'm not sure. That's
I don't
wild,
know.
though.
It definitely sucks. But yeah, with the rapid development of Canmore, especially in the Three Sisters area, displacing the herd, unfortunately, towards the highway in this case. It also was kind of bringing up questions of over tourism and yada yada, and when is too much.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
who are we to say?
exactly, man.
I think just the fact that Banff lies on Highway 1.
It's like there's nothing you can do. You
Yeah,
gotta
like,
go through
therein
there
lies the issue.
to come here, and we you know how many million people come through here a year. So
Well, even if you're not stopping in Banff, you can't.
well, that's
stop
what
the
I mean.
highway,
Yeah, you can't get here unless. Well, you can, but most I'd say out of the 4 million whatever people that are coming to the park are probably coming from Calgary way this way, not
Yeah.
from Jasper through that way. You know what I mean? Like
Right?
it's probably not that way, but I don't know the stats on that. I'm no freaking expert on it, but
Well, the stats for the summer should be out pretty soon. I'm excited to see where the numbers lie. I think they were expecting 5.5 to 6 million.
yeah,
tourists
it's
this
wild.
year.
That's wild.
So we'll see. What are your thoughts on tourism, Charles? Do you think it's definitely changed since we've got here?
Yes. The town gets really busy. My thoughts on tourism is as long as like people are just like accommodating each other and like being nice to each other,
Being chill.
being chill. I think that, it's great. Like a bunch of people getting together. Although like, it's sometimes it's hard to get around because this town is like it's such a small town that like when so many
Right.
people come around, it's
Mhm.
actually hard. It's difficult to get around.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a weird conversation. Like
Yeah,
I came
but
here as a tourist the first
It's
time,
nice
right?
to meet a lot. It's nice to meet different people from around the world. I guess.
Yeah,
For sure.
no doubt.
I
Like,
think it's awesome.
who are we to tell people you can't come to Banff?
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Yeah.
That's true.
Who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows?
Who do we got next week?
Next week we got Tim Eckmeyer
Nice.
and the Bad Altitude Improv. So he's gonna bring by a couple of homies from the
right
improv
on,
group.
right on.
We're gonna be sitting down talking about performance arts in the Bow Valley, improv, maybe some theater stuff. Tim's involved in pretty much everything
Right,
improv
yeah.
and theater related
doubt.
in the town of Banff. So excited to catch up with them. I'm sure we're
That'd
gonna
be
have
cool.
some laughs because they're like if you haven't been
Oh,
to
yeah.
one of these improv shows,
They're
they're
wild, yeah.
absolutely hilarious. The one thing that Tim really did want to talk about is they were the first one to kind of do they did the Banff Buy and Sell show and like the
Oh, cool.
Overheard and Banff show. So they did a whole improv.
Yeah, I remember when they did that. That
Yes,
was awesome. Yeah.
with great success. So I think this is the first year that they haven't done one in quite a few years.
Oh shit.
So we're gonna dive into that. I think just the crew's been busy with other projects.
Yeah.
So super stoked to have them in, talk about performing and improv and how you can get involved if you want and when you can see their next show.
Sick.
Super sick.
Right on, bro.
Thanks for coming in, Charles.
No doubt.
Thank you guys.
That was fun
This
as
was
hell,
fun,
dude.
right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, for real.
It's
This
a good
is really
time, man.
nice.
Oh yeah.
I was kind of nervous at first, but then I just realized you're just talking with the homies, man.
Yeah, bro.
That's it.
Just
Like,
talk, you
Just
just-
talk about this and that. And it's nice. It makes the day better, man. My day's so much better. I'm gonna go skating now, and I'm gonna have the best freaking day ever.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Right
Let's
on.
go.
Well, thank you to Charles for coming and spending some time with us. Thanks for Matt for always being the gracious host. And
Thanks,
just
buddy.
like every
Yeah,
week,
Thank you guys.
See you next Tuesday.
Peace out, everybody.